All right, is this actually live or not? That's the question. Let me get these windows slightly open. A little more lighting in here and see if this is actually live or not. Maybe put this down just a hair. All right, it should be live any second. It takes a minute to start up. All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals, give you guys a forearm shot there. People noted the veins are coming out as I've been getting leaner. I'm going to keep working on that. All right. I'm going to briefly cover a little topic because it's based on some comments and things people have brought up in the last day. A bunch of people like, discuss Cali muscle. All right, maybe we could possibly do that. Did this actually go public? Is this public? Is there in there? We go. There's some people trickling in. All right. But I'm going to tell you guys first, please remember to follow me on the Facebook fitness page. When you get in here, please remember to like everything. So I'm going to link that right here. So follow me there. You guys click the like button. And let me cover this topic, and then I'll get over to your lovely questions, everybody. So, you know, someone said, could you talk about Cali Muscle's latest scam? It's like, guys, I can't even keep up with them. Look, I mean, Cali's always done that. I mean, I think Chris Jones pretty well slammed him. I don't need to go in and slam Cali Muscle anymore. I think Chris Jones pretty well buried him with that last couple call-outs he did when he kind of clapped back. You know, that covers it. Same thing with guys like Doucette. We know all the supplements are scams. I mean, the supplement industry has always been scams, you know, and guys like Greg are just going to push stuff like Turkestone and all these even crazier scam supplements because the normal scams weren't enough. So they're going to push these things. But guys, understand, this whole fitness niche has been scam since day one. That is what made me enemy number one, is that I called all this stuff out like 12 years ago. 2012, I was making videos calling this stuff out. People got angry. They got angry at me calling out the fake natty stuff, the fake supplements, the branched chain amino acid scam. Hell, I got sued over that one. You know, so the thing is, guys, this is nothing new. There is literally nothing new under the sun with this. All of this is scams. And at the end of the day, if you're buying these products from these people, it's a scam. Okay, because what's going to get you your gains? And now if they're selling you good training equipment, all right, great. If they're selling you great plates, great barbells, you know, great barbells, all that stuff, all right, that's fine. Maybe a good protein powder. Yeah, hey, that's fine. Are they selling you chicken, broccoli, and rice? Well, that's good. They're giving you good programs. All right. But anything outside of that, it's just a hustle. You know, good programs, good coaching, good food, maybe good lifting equipment if you got a home gym. All right. And outside of that, the rest of it's scams. Most supplements are pretty much useless, right? Pretty much useless. And it just is what it is. And I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. Whether you like these people or not doesn't change that. All right, well, let's get over to a couple of these questions that we have going. Why aren't more of you clicking that like button? There's like over 20 of you watching already. Get them likes up, guys, and follow me on the Facebook page. Get in there, handle all that. All right. PS5 says, why people brag about their genetics more than their hard work of training? Why do people love to talk about the genetics and how good they and always say their blood? I don't know. PS5, I literally have no idea. I mean, I do not have good bodybuilding genetics, and I'm finally starting to look pretty good, and I'm getting tons and tons of compliments. You know, I've had to work really, really hard. I don't have them Ronnie Coleman genetics. You know, we just accept that. I don't know why. To be honest, you would have to ask those guys. You would have to ask them why they do that. I don't know. I don't get it. Benji, yeah, you guys have all asked about the Ilian Golem already, every single live stream. I don't know a lot about it. But here's the thing, Benji. You're talking about juicing as an anabolics. There's no way you get that big on anabolics. The guy was using everything under the sun to be that big. Okay. And, you know, you roll the dice enough times, they're going to come up 7 or 11 sooner or later. I don't think you guys understand how much stuff these pro bodybuilders use. They're not just using 3 or 4 steroids. and I'm not going to discuss the specifics, they're running stacks of enormous things, maybe things you've never even heard of in the combination, right? I mean, I remember 20 years ago when guys were already experimenting with stuff like PGF2A and prostaglandins and things for site enhancement. You've probably never even heard of PGF2A. It's a pro-inflammatory prostaglandin medically used to abort cow fetuses in feedlots for dairy cattle. But apparently it causes site enhancement in muscle tissue where it's injected. Enormous side effects. I mean, so to put into perspective, 20, 25 years ago, guys were trying to experiment with stuff like that. Experimental things. No, we're not going to talk about gear, guys. I'm not going to make this channel about that. We're not going to go there. Omi, that is without question. Like, why do you guys even need to ask it? I mean, I'm going to be fair because I'm not going to make this channel ever about that stuff again. I'm just not going to. If you even need to ask that question, I don't know what to say other than damn. Are you 12 years old? Okay, let me say it bluntly. Are you like 12 years old? Never been in the real world? I mean, that is such a naive question that as grown men, we shouldn't even have to discuss it. Okay, obviously, all professional athletes use stuff. Like, why would you even, like, what chain of logic would even make you think it's possible for it to be otherwise? I mean, it just is what it is. And so let's move on from it. Say what you want about Jeff Seid. I was not aware Jeff Seid even speaks. Does Jeff Seid even talk at all? What do you mean? Maybe I remember a different Jeff Seid than you guys do. He is extremely shy as a person. Like, he doesn't really talk. But he said he's right when he says we live in an appearance-based world. He's got a point with the teeth straightening products. Well, of course. Does anyone not understand that? Right? I mean, again, does anybody not understand that we live in a very appearance-based world as a species socially? I mean, you shouldn't need Jeff Seid to tell you that. You shouldn't need me to tell you that. Just walk down the street, turn your television on. Doesn't even have to go to fitness. But the same thing, fitness is considered a sign of wealth. Being obese and out of shape is a mark of poverty in America. It's a sign that you're poor. Being in shape is actually considered to be a flex. All right. Like literal flex and a social flex. PS5, is the T-bar row the best row for thickness and barbell row best for width? No. Why would you think that? Omi, are you under the impression that everything is about getting bigger? Okay, Omi, how about Lance Armstrong? Okay, so set this other guy aside. Let's take someone who you know for an absolute fact admitted their entire stack on national television. Went down the list. Lance Armstrong. So put that into context. It's my personal opinion that in recent years, some originally well-intentioned movements have been pushing ideas that looks don't matter, like body positivity movement, and that will never take off because it's not how our species works. That's not how society works. People care about appearance, guys. They do. All right. You know, Keith, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna raise my voice and talk at them. It just is what it is. You know. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, bro. All right. Zach Sean says, I'm currently studying to my principles of nutrition exam. Decided to stop by Jason. I appreciate it, man. Swing on through more often. Jim says, Coach, what do you think is the best way to improve one's pull-up numbers? I mean, wide grip, would love your take. I'm a huge fan. Do pull-ups. I mean, how do you think? You build your lats, build your arms, do more pull-ups. That's how you get good at pull-ups. Future Link said, do you believe that lean gains, while possible, are way slower than just bulk? No, I don't. Data doesn't support it. My experience as a coach doesn't support it. So are you asking me based on my observation of my own clients when compared against the current research? No, you don't gain more muscle from bulking and gaining fat unless you're like 8% body fat. Tucker Carlson down here retracted a message. Anybody catch what it was? Coach, will you be doing breakfast chats again? Nope. I will not be doing breakfast chats again. Sorry. Only way I'm doing breakfast chats again is if I put it on, make it OnlyFans, and you guys can bap while you watch me eat or something. I'm not doing it on my channel. Y'all gonna have to pay for whatever weird fetish y'all have watching other men eat. And I'm probably not gonna do it though. All right. Future Legends, do you think someone can make a decent living as a personal trainer? Yeah. I know plenty of people who do. Jason, what's your preference, alternating double curls or double curls done at the same time? Done at the same time. Exquisite, I've only mentioned it in lives because I quite frankly don't care. Exquisite, let's just be honest, man. Pro bodybuilders dropping like flies isn't news anymore. Okay? It's not news anymore. It's Monday. Okay? It's Tuesday. It's just a normal day now. It's not anything exciting. It's kind of like, oh, drinking my morning coffee. 6 new pro bodybuilders dropped dead this morning before 5 a.m. You see what I mean? It's not news. Like there's a pro bodybuilder dying every day at age 35. Just assume your favorite pro bodybuilder is going to be dead next week and move on. All right? Pro bodybuilding has become a sport of, it's just a contest to see who can take the most drugs without dying. That's what Scooby said. And this is what it is. Zach says carbs should be 46 to 65% of your daily calorie. Like, where are you getting those numbers? Do you think those are pretty broad and pretty irrelevant? All right. Maximum outreach. I don't care about making an ASMR channel. Paradeth, how many sets of sled push you do for cardio? Sometimes just 1 or 2 sets. It's mainly about just getting my heart rate up once a day. That's it. I'll eventually maybe film some weighted carries and stuff too. Well, Zach, because it depends on what you're trying to do. To gain muscle, you don't need that much protein. But also, you're citing numbers for percentage numbers should not be used anyways for athletes. Stop doing that. You should know. Your professors should know better. You're talking about the general population? Or are you talking about actual athletes? We have set numbers of how much protein we know you need. And it is less than a lot of influencers, right? It's a lot of, but there is benefits to much higher protein intake for certain things on the fat loss side. Yeah, but Zach, are you talking about your textbook or are you talking about actual peer-reviewed meta-analysis, like full meta-analysis? We have breakdowns of the specific proteins that you need, and it's never based on percentage. I mean, this is something that's been done over and over. All right, Tucker keeps retracting messages before I read them. I assume he's trying to pull something. Let's just get rid of it. All right. Paraneth, no, I mean, that's how much weight I throw on there. It's hard on the concrete, dude. I mean, I've got the nylon feet, but it's not like pushing a sled, completely smooth bottom sled against that AstroTurf in the gym. It is not the same thing. Jim Miller says, my pull-up numbers don't increase anymore and my grip feels like it. No, keep training. What do you mean? Just keep training. Gaining strength and muscle takes time. Hey, Keith, but you are being annoying. You're like, I'm not trying to be annoying, but I want you to do an A. But see, that is being annoying. I mean, again, you said you're going to be honest. I'll be honest with you. That's just annoying. Why don't you just let me run my fitness channel, man? Why don't you just let me make a channel about deadlifts and biceps and protein and carbohydrates? If you want an ASMR channel, go listen to an ASMR channel, right? I mean, that would be reasonable. All right. The sport of bodybuilding said, well, getting aesthetic physique or like Arnold physique and with athleticism, get me very beautiful girlfriend. Yes, if you hire me as a coach, you will get a beautiful girlfriend. Hire me. I have slots open. Put in an application. You will get pussy, I promise you. All right. What was your body weight this morning, Coach? I was at 205. Exquisite, I am absolutely not saying any of those words in your question. In fact, could you just like retract? I'm going to delete your comment without banning you. I don't need that in my algorithm. Thank you. All right. I don't need you hurting my actual outreach of my live, so that has to go. All right. Why are you trying to hurt my business? You're putting your hand in my pocket. I need you to make a donation now just because you tried to take money from me. All right. Chris Jones' method of making natural gains seem to work. I mean, dude, Chris is pretty good at what he does. Like, I mean, irrespective of what you think about Chris Jones, he clearly knows how to make gains. Okay. He knows how to make gains. He knows how to get lean, right? Facts. All right. Ross, I'm not saying that because I don't know what any of that means. Like, I don't want to get involved in some conflict and be recorded over some conflict that I don't know what that means. I don't know what Chelsea FC means. I don't know who she is. I don't know anything about that. I'm not getting involved in her business. All right. Are you doing it for weight loss? Parenith, I'm doing it just for general conditioning, burn a few more calories, EPOC, but mainly heart health and all that stuff. Favorite type of architecture? Oh gosh, I'm not sure. Maybe like either the Southwest thing or kind of a rustic, big, awesome cabins. Like, I think that's my favorite type. Do you aspire to deadlift 600 again? Eventually, yeah. Keith, that is not, because I don't want to start an ASMR channel, people are not leaving, I can assure you. Come on, dude. Again, I run a fitness channel. It shouldn't be difficult to understand, right? Come on, be reasonable here. All right. Do you watch UFC? You're not interested in it. I don't think I've ever watched a single UFC match in my entire life. All right. Fresh Habibi says, hi again, Coach. Hello. Ross Michael says, it's a football club in England, not a person. You mean a soccer club. All right. It's called soccer. You guys are about to start talking to me about, what were you weighing 14 stone, mate? Guys, come on, it's called soccer. All right. Hey, Keith, all good, man. Apology accepted, brother. We're cool. All right. It's your favorite cardio, Coach. Obviously, sex should be everyone's favorite cardio. The sport of bodybuilding, I suppose that's a matter of opinion. In certain circles I was, in certain circles I wasn't. I don't know. How do we define that? Coach ASMR talking, yeah, but I can't maintain that forever. It's not my real personality. Ross, it's called soccer. All right, I have a cousin who coaches for the 49ers, and my family would get upset if I referred to soccer as football. Like, are you trying to create problems for me in my personal life? All right. Well, then maybe you guys shouldn't ask me about soccer if you don't, it's not a topic I discuss, but you guys are bringing it up. So if you bring up a topic I don't normally discuss, you're not allowed to get offended. All right. All right. Well, Fresh, he needs to be the biggest fan. All right. G users, what's more important for muscle growth, deep or REM sleep? I don't know. Jim Miller says, hey, Coach, I just wanted to thank you for motivating me to train more. Keep up the great work. But you guys love it when someone asks me a question and I don't know. I don't know everything. I try to learn as much as I can, but there's going to be occasional fine details I just simply don't know, and we just have to admit that. Ross Michael, you want me to call it hand egg? Actually, they call it hand egg, not egg hand, right? Isn't it? They're like, oh, that American football, mate, you're playing over there playing hand egg. And we're over here playing footy. What do you guys call it? Footy? I've lived in the UK before, of course. So I like to give you guys a hard time, just like you give me a hard time. Like some of my friends in the UK on the 4th of July, are you ready for it? The 4th of July, our Independence Day, they brought me a hot dog and wished me a happy Trader Day. All right. Maximum Reach is soccer big in Texas. No, American football is the sport in Texas. Check out the Boogs. We'll just call in the Boogs as well these days, using Norris and some incredible lists. Yeah, the dude's jacked. Do you like T-bar rows? They're okay. Oh, there we go. I see what we're doing. Oh, that was clever. All right, my back says, thoughts on Alexander Leonidas saying barbell curls and alternating double curls are all you need for biceps, even the genetically depleted. I don't know about that. They're good lifts. Hey, Keith, let me ask you a question. How would I know? You want recommendations on ASMR channels? I don't listen to ASMR, so how would you expect me to know that? All right. Hammer curls build as much muscle as barbell curls, and they don't build as much bicep. A lot of people are saying home gyms is limited to gains. No, I don't think they necessarily are. Exquisite, I am not answering political questions. Would you say you have a well-developed obliques or rotational? I have probably pretty well-developed obliques. Most masculine profession in your enlightened opinion? I don't know. I'm going to go with lumberjack. All right. Will you ever train in a public gym again? Maybe. If I own it. All right. Jim Miller says, hi, Coach. What do you recommend for someone as an exercise to improve the size, length, thickness of the vascularity of one's forearms? I'm going to go with all sorts of pulling without straps, curls. All right. Future legend, would you coach an actor who wanted to get jacked for a movie role all natural? The answer is obviously yes, but we all know that is also never going to happen. I mean, no, seriously, future, think about that question. Is there a single trainer on the face of the earth who would turn down that opportunity? I mean, the answer is obviously yes, and the answer is obviously that it will never happen either. Okay? That's a non-question. Benji says, is your power rack a Rogue fitness rack? Yes. I bought the Pritchett pad for the chest-supported barbells, amazing back gains. Oh, cool. Hello, Jason. What are your thoughts on Hatfield squats? They're just another tool. Fairness, can we not ask about cardio on the fitness channel? Did I ban you? I just don't like to talk about my cardio a lot. I showed you guys what I do. I showed you some cardio, and that's all there is to it. It's just not my major area of focus right now. It's something I just do for extra health benefits, a little bit of calorie burn, and just to add to my heart health. That's it. Exquisite, you can assume whatever you want, but you're not going to bait me into answering your question and making this a political channel. All right. Hey, Keith. I don't want to discuss that. So, in fact, I already know that you were trolled because you keep bringing that up. So, bye-bye. All right. PS5, your thoughts if someone thinks there will be a next big thing of bodybuilding as famous as Arnold that would bubble. What? No, because bodybuilding, hardcore bodybuilding is so unaesthetic to the average person. No one who's winning pro bodybuilding is going to be viewed as a great actor. Sorry. Coach, what is better for cardio, bike riding or treadmill? Yes. Do I agree with Greg Doucette on very little? All right. Could Vegan Games convince you to do coaching and streaming full time like him? He no longer makes video. Probably not. How much cardio on a calorie surplus in order for health? I don't know. It's not a set amount. However much you're comfortable doing. Benji, I'm not an MMA fighter. Like, I'm not interested in an MMA fight, which is why the whole thing was so ridiculous. Paranith, I thought cardio would be important because, okay, Paranith, let me explain this again. I am doing cardio. Okay. I am doing it for my health and to burn a little extra calories. I don't think it is necessary with my goals for me to spend a great deal of time obsessing over programming it like I do my body composition and strength and hypertrophy training. Okay. Like, so just context. I just do some conditioning work. And it really is that simple. Maximum outreach. Haven't followed your training vlogs. Do you still run conjugate, or if not, could you talk about? I mean, I talk about them 5 days a week. I put up 5 vlogs. I do a 5-day body part bodybuilding split with some heavy squat, bench, and deadlift. Okay. All right. Would you ever do a workout stream? No, I'm not interested in that. Can a 3-day body part split be effective as a 5-day one if time is tight? Potentially. Some of my clients run 3-day splits. Breakfast says, is Michelle planning on competing at possibly powerlifting? She says she might eventually get back into doing a meet every year or so once she gets a little more established in the physique competition stuff. Software Tool says, right, he isn't trying to be a pro cyclist or runner or sprinter, so he doesn't need to maximize cardio. Correct. We don't need to maximize it. It's just simply not necessary, right? Not necessary to maximize it. I'm just doing it for, again, general health, general fitness, just to make sure that my heart health and everything is on point. Benji, how can you debate them? They're so insane. There's no benefit to debating them. Simply point out the science and what all the medical doctors say and be done with it. Jim Miller says, hi, I'm struggling to fully lower myself and squat down on my butt. Does active stretching of the hip muscles do weighted stretching under a squat bar? Like literally do long pauses under a loaded bar. Would you consider Michelle a personal friend? She said as such in her testimonial, which has been put up everywhere. Paradis says, man, I think you were legit killing it. Context, you're trying to get leaner than ever. But Paradis, getting leaner and using cardio for that doesn't require you to specialize in cardio. Okay, and that's the point. I think you're way overthinking it. You're way overthinking it. It's simply not necessary. Just doing some and working on your conditioning with it in that context is probably enough. Okay. And I'm just going to be honest. I don't put a lot of thought into my cardio. I do it. It's just part of my training. It's just something I do for health, for general fitness. My lifting is always going to be my primary concern, and everything is going to be built around that. And then again, I feel like maybe you're not grasping that point, and that's okay. That's okay. Go Jack says, with hips engaged more the shallower a squatter, they usually do ass to grass. I'm not really sure what you're asking me. Go Jacks. Ankai says, how's it going, big man? I'm doing all right, dude. Omi, have you ever coached someone who wants to be well-rounded athlete training for strength and to run marathons simultaneously? Yes. Remember client Nick from the vlogs? He's a client right now. He runs marathons. Who's your favorite bodybuilder physique? Mine's Arnold. I'm going to go with Bill Pearl. My back is bigger, says, why did you stop doing plate pullovers? I just don't feel like I need them right now. I'd rather focus on pressing for my chest. Smith machine squat thoughts. I'm not a big fan. Maximum, I don't discuss gear questions. Anki says, what's more important for aesthetics, big arms or big delts? Both, but if you had to pick, delts are probably a little more. Jason, do you incorporate fruit in your diet? If so, what fruits? Off and on. At the moment, I'm mostly starchy carbs, but in the past I have. I like watermelons and I like cantaloupes. I haven't had any fruit in the last week though. Exquisite, do you think gym selling is out of control for young men? I think in-selling is out of control. Going to the gym may help them, though, in the long term. Coach, do you think you'll ever get down to 195 body weight and what your diet look like? Probably. I'm going to get to 200 right now and then assess. Jason, have you ever had any back injuries? Yes, when I was a teenager. I think a reverse hyper, strengthening your hamstrings, all those things is the best thing you can do. My back, I may do some client interviews. I mean, I really only did the one with Doug, but some others might be fun to do. How to get a big rib cage. Pick better parents. Hey, Jace, what's the most aesthetic muscle in males? Probably delts. John T, is 230 pounds too much for someone natty at 6'2"? Depends on how lean you are. Exquisite says it's crazy. 50% of young men are virgins. How are we defining as young? Like you say 50%. What is a young man? 25, 19? Anka, no, Leo is clear that he was my enemy. He made it extremely clear before he died. He and I have never been friends, and he's dead, so we're obviously not friends. Parents said, but regardless of how much thought you put in it, if you're not increasing your work over time, it's no longer challenging. Of course. Now, I'm not denying that. But it can still be effective. Silky Spider Puss. With my back injury, if I tried to give you details, I would have to just make them up. Oh, wait. I see what you're doing. Wow, you're a weird freak. Wow, what a weirdo. By the way, that guy is promoting pedophilia. Do you like Joe Weider? Not necessarily. Omi says, how's your, yeah, I can touch my toes. Who was your client that got the best views on your channel? Probably Emma. What's your best lifetime bench PR of actual bench or goof off, butt off the bench, people helping me lift it? The most I probably ever benched legit was 425 in my late 20s. On this channel with calibrated plates, you guys have seen me do 365 for a 2-second pause, right? Done it on camera with row calibrated plates. But that's in my late 40s. I haven't benched 400 since I was in my 20 years now. I want to eventually maybe try to get back to that, but at the body weights I'm going to be at, I don't know that that's ever going to happen. Would you ever replace your row plates? Why would I? Emma's been coaching herself these days. I mean, keep in mind, I coached Emma for years, and then she kind of got a lot of knowledge out of that and good routines and stuff that she could follow a long time. I mean, I coached her for years. Omi, I'm not going to touch my toes for less than a $20 donation. I mean, if you want me to perform tricks like a dog, you're going to have to give a treat. All right. Paranith, I don't think you understand how cardio works. Anka, I don't know. You're trying for me to understand what someone who is on the spectrum and mentally handicapped meant by an expression he used to mumble all the time on camera. Okay, think about your question for a minute. How would I know what he meant or what his real intentions were? He probably was thinking about Padme and Sith Lords. All right. I mean, just realistically. What are your thoughts on Dorian Yates says he's not genetically gifted? It was smart training. That's good marketing, isn't it? See, if these guys had any sense, they would all claim they had bad genetics and this are training by my system. Dorian Yates is a good businessman. On a side note, would you do a coaching training academy to train aspiring coaches? I don't know about that. It's not currently on my agenda as a business model. Paranit, because cardio still has benefits just by doing it. It's not like resistance training to where, okay, Paranit, let me put it a different way. If you are 100% happy with your muscle mass, like you say, I have gained all the muscle I need right now, and I want to focus on something else, wouldn't you just do the same weights and reps? You see what I'm saying? Right? So if I'm just doing conditioning just to improve my health and to burn a few calories, so if I'm burning the same calories, do I need to increase it if I don't care about burning even more? Do you see the point? If I'm not trying to increase my capacity, I'm getting the benefit. So it's not like if you run a mile every morning, you don't get out of shape because you don't add anymore. You just maintain the shape that you were in. You maintain your ability to run a good mile and to keep your heart rate up. Just like if on the bench press you come in and you do 3 sets of 10 with 135, you don't get weaker or lose muscle by doing it. You just don't get any bigger. But then you're also not dealing with multiple modalities that you have to recover from. Okay? Right now, I have limited recovery ability because I'm trying to lose body fat and to recomp a little bit at the same time. I only have so much recovery that my body can allocate towards different goals. I am doing some conditioning, though, just because it's good for my health and my fitness. Okay. Right? I'm doing it just for my health and fitness. I'm doing it just for the old ticker to live a little bit longer. Okay. Bring my rest and heart rate down a little bit. It's not my primary focus, but I am doing it just for my health. Doing it purely for the health benefits. My main focus is on the lifting and the body composition and the muscle. That's where my efforts are. Maximum outreach. Coach, would you ever open a small gym? Yeah. Coach, please give us your best bicep exercise. I had to pick only one. Man, while I love barbell curls. I think they're a great base builder. I think incline curls bring a lot to the table. Thoughts on alpha M? I don't think about it at all. PS5, can boxing be my own cardio? I mean, it could, but you should probably vary a little bit of stuff just to be a little bit well-rounded. I mean, I change my stuff up a little here and there. Like I rotate through different stuff, weighted walking, weighted carries, my vest, walking in a weight vest, just different things. I like the sled work though. But I mean, again, just changing it up is never a bad thing. Again, just get in shape, right? Just get in shape. All right. I'm not going to answer questions about who all's natty or not. Let's just leave it alone. Exquisite, what age would you be happy living to? I don't know, man. I just got to land where it lands. Ball torture. Your haters been growing. Well, they comment in here a lot, but they aren't saying much about other stuff. I mean, what do they want to do to attract people to my channel? Call them fat. Benji says, I love Tool. Okay. As a musician, you ever listen to the band Tool? They are my favorite band to rock to when I lift. Dude, Maynard is an absolute genius. And I'll just leave it at that. Right? He is a genius. Will you make a video call? I don't know who Doc Hink is, sorry. Jason is 1,000% natty, baby. Also, Turkish testosterone light, and the sky is red. Man, we full natural, right? Natural lifters lifting natural weights naturally. Do you think getting lean will impact how many trolls fall? I mean, you're probably going to be less and less interested. They just look sillier and sillier. All right. Yeah, but Paranith, I do work in other different types of cardio over time. Context. I'm showing you guys the sled drags because I like them. Doesn't mean I don't ever do other stuff. This doesn't mean I want to document and show everyone where I go and what I do all the time. I do like to maintain a degree of privacy. And that's something you guys do have to remember. So again, nothing personal. But I just don't want everyone to know everything I do and where I go. Because there are people who obsess over it. And it creates problems. So it's just better. As an OG fitness channel, do you like today's fitness influencers versus when your generation? I like my generation more. Greg Doucette says that everyone needs 50% trolls for maximum engagement. He's a master of clout and retention. Maybe so. And my back, some of the stuff that's in here, I will eventually not care about. But right now, I have to clear some certain stuff out of here. That will not always be the case. Breakfast at Blaha, the fact that you even know who he is and you got this thing tells me a lot about you. I'm going to leave you for now, but it's very clear that you're a weirdo troll. Let's just call it what it is. Just admit you've got a weird fixation with me and mental issues, and you should probably go seek a therapist. You feel a lot better about yourself if you do. It'll help you out a lot. Go get some help. Talk to a therapist. You're going to feel a lot better. I did when I went to a therapist. No PS5. I got rid of it. I didn't have room for it in my garage. It was getting in the way. It's gone. So we can drop that topic. Jim Miller says, is a fully pumped biceps better achieved with a muscular flexion at the bottom of the rep or with movement pin? You have to reword that question. You're getting too complicated for in here. Just ask the question more simply. Because what do you mean by muscular flexion at the bottom? Like, I don't understand what you were trying to ask. Because I don't think that's actually a real term. Are you asking, should you do the full range of motion? Yes. You should stretch at the bottom. No, Parent, it is part of my real cardio, yes. I mean, it contributes to my conditioning. Taylor Schmidt says, you think 531 is decent? Yeah, I think it's decent. Suryo, do you think Cali Muscle will survive another year? Questionable. I don't play 40K. I did fantasy battles. I might do the old world eventually here. Right now, I just do AOS. I'm actually not a big 40K fan. The Sport of Bodybuilding asks, why every decade more people are doing partial reps? I don't know. Just because they want to. Back says, thoughts on Texas method versus 531 for intermediates? I'd have to go with 531. Thoughts on people who only do cables for their entire gym session? Seems inefficient. I think that's inefficient. I don't think it's doing, the best possible. But if they're happy with it, I suppose. Thoughts on Mike O'Hearn, dude? It's a marvel for his age. I mean, Mike's training is on point. Irrespective of the fake natty stuff and everything else. All right, let's set all that aside. Set that aside. Mike O'Hearn's training and nutrition is immaculate. Okay? No matter what else you think about the guy, he is dialed in. He is dialed in year-round on that stuff. He absolutely has mastered his craft. I don't think mixed grip really is a big deal on that. If you were a lifting dictator, would you ban deadlift bars from all competition? I mean, if I were to make the rules, yeah, it would be probably stiff bars and conventional only. Do you like Mark Bell training? Not really. Do you still use whey powders? Yes. Omki says, you think in 500 years, we cannot make predictions about anything about humans in 500 years. Anyone attempting to do so is a fool. Jim Miller says, is one's testicular prowess linked to one's deadlift 1 rep max? No, I don't think so. Do you think it's safe for Michael O'Hearn to be that enhanced at his age? He seems to be doing fine. I mean, do we see any signs of health issues with Mike? I don't see signs of it. I mean, he could just drop dead, but I don't see any visible signs of a concern. I don't think Mike is a high doser. I really don't. Exquisite. What makes you think all bodybuilders are not actually strong, though? Size raises strength potential. Most of them are capable of lifting big weights. They're just choosing not to. Put that into perspective. Benji says, yeah, bodybuilders are generally strong AF. Yeah, they really are. They really are. I actually don't use Clint. I don't use any fat burners. I don't use any stimulants. I continually move intentionally when I'm cutting because of NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenosis. It is intentional. I try not to ever sit still when I want to lose body fat. This is what it is. Do you think great things will come for you? I think so. I mean, we're in an upward trajectory with a lot of the stuff I'm doing. Just going to take a little time to all flow, but it's all good, brother. The sport of bodybuilding, I'm not going to really answer those questions. All right, where are we at? We have 15 minutes. Because I fidget a lot, Baron, just in general. I do it more intentionally, though, when I'm cutting. I actually go out of my way to do it. I mean, Karen, you seem to be really critical. You just don't really like me, do you? Karen, just admit it. Hey, man, it's all good. We're being honest here. Just type that you don't like me. And just get it out of your system. You don't need to be so passive-aggressive. Like, that's not a good personality trait, brother. If you don't like another man, just say so. Okay, it's going to give you 60 seconds to post again. Just get it off your chest. You're going to feel a lot better. All right? You don't need to be passive-aggressive. That's like a bitch thing. All right. Mark Taylor says, Jason's 5x5 full body program got me into fitness back in the day. Do you run that program for beginners? No, parent, no, get it out of your system, man. Just be honest. You want me to come up with things off the top of my, I'm in a live stream answering questions. Do you think I have time to script a live stream? I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm answering 200 questions down the road. I got to think fast. But it's not pretend I haven't discussed NEAT and down regulation and fidgeting and all of that. And I've done videos on that for 10 years. Come on. You know this already if you watched me that long. Exquisite thoughts on the trends of women filming men looking for second, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Coach, you said doing pump work after maxing is beneficial. Why can't I max barbell curls? Because you really shouldn't be maxing your barbell curl. You're risking tearing a bicep for no benefit. Breakfast, I have no idea how long it'll take me to get there. I honestly do not have an answer. Thoughts on only doing pull-ups and dips for upper body. I think that you're going to very much limit your potential. It's a good way to eventually just get overuse or to stay slightly smaller than you could. Will you go back to 3-day a week? Probably as I get a little older, yeah. Did you have bigger delts when you were able? Probably. I was also fatter, so it's hard to say. Jim, I have no idea. I literally have no idea, and I don't care. No, but as far as some of that goes, yes, obviously, you can enhance the rigidity and things, but general health and stuff comes up with that. See, parents, I'm just going to quit answering your questions, man. Because it just seems like you're not really here seeking information. You're just here to be critical. You don't like my cardio. You don't like how you're just here to bitch and whine. It's not like you contribute to any real conversation. Just admit you don't like me. Armkey says, what body fat percent do you think you are at now? I can't objectively say that. I'm not good at that type of self-assessment. And I've even heard other coaches spout all sorts of different numbers, so who knows? Exquisite, I am not going to discuss what my life plan is. Yeah, Jim, I think Parent just needs to go because he's just a troll. He never adds anything valuable. It's only, I don't like your cardio. I don't like this. I don't like that. Over and over and over. Oh, hey, Damien. What's up, bro? Yeah, I know who you are. I've competed in USPA and USFA. Honestly, I'm surprised strength lifting hasn't taken off. I wonder why there's a lot of starting strength gyms, especially in Texas. I don't know. Honestly, strength lifting has its own issues. It's just not going to overtake powerlifting, to be honest. I just don't see that happening. I mean, it's a decent enough sport. I think it's a good sport, right? I just don't, it's not going to catch powerlifting because, let's just be honest. What's America's favorite lift? Everybody with me, what is America's favorite lift in the gym? Americans in general, American men. Bench press. That many young men over the decades have identified in the gym their bench press with their masculinity. So you remove the bench press and replace it with the overhead press. You can make a lot of cases for it being a better overall full body, you know, the structurals, all this stuff, right? Like a deadlift is. We can make those cases. But you're not going to convince a whole culture to drop the bench press or the overhead press. You're just not. And because of that, it's not going to ever be as popular. And that's nothing against strength lifting. It's a fine strength sport. Right. How come none of our politicians encourage lifting weights or exercises benefit to society? Only RFK Jr. is saying these things, right? And irrespective of what you think of the man's politics, you got to give credit for that, don't you? Coach, do you think there's merit? Benny Watt says, Coach, do you think there's merit to training of muscle stretch positioning and contracted positions to maximum growth? I think so. I think so. All right, guys, we've been in here an hour. I think we're about time to wind this down. So I hope it's been informative. I love all of you guys and gals. And I will talk to you guys next time.